Hi everyone, this is Daphne here with solving math problems. Today let's do a little bit of simultaneous equations and let's solve some equations by substitution. If we have two simultaneous equations, let's take for instance negative 8x plus 2y equals minus 5. Let's call this equation 1. I like to label my equations. And the second equation is 2x minus y equals 1. I label this equation 2. So, when they ask you to solve two equations by substitution, that means you're going to look at the two equations, and you will try to make one of the equation. For example, you try to make y equal to something in one of that equation, or x equal to something in one of that equation, and then you will now use that value of x or y and then put it in the other equation. So you have removed that variable from. Now you'll be working with just one variable. When you explain math in the air, it's very hard to understand. So let me explain what I'm doing visually. So if I look at this equation here, it has too many values. I will not want to remove. I don't want to make x the subject here or y the subject of this equation, because it will be hard for me. X has something to do with it. Y has something to do with it. When you have to use substitution, try to look for scenarios where, even though sometimes you can't run away because all the variables have something by it. So like this equation, I have a y that is alone here. I don't want to deal with making x equal to something here, because I will have to do away with this 2. But here I can clearly do away, because I have just y standing by itself. So what I'll do is, from equation 2, if I subtract 2x from both sides of the equation, I will have 2x minus 2x minus y equals 1 minus 2x. And I will see that this and this will go away, and I will have minus y equals 1 minus 2x. I can also do away with this negative sign here by multiplying this equation by negative 1. So if I multiply this by negative 1, I'll have negative 1 times minus y equals negative 1 times 1 minus 2x. And I can see negative 1 times minus y will give me y. And negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times minus 2 is plus 2x. Remember, negative times negative is positive. So y is equal to 2x minus 1. I can call this equation 3. Now I'm going to put equation 3 in equation 1, which means everywhere I see y in equation 1, I'll put this value, 2x minus 1. So what I'm going to do is, equation 3 is negative 8x plus 2y equals negative 5. Now I am going to put, in the place of y, I'll put this value, 2x minus 1. Implies negative 8x plus 2 times, what is y? 2x minus 1. equals minus 5. This implies negative 8x 2 times 2x plus 4x 2 times minus 1 minus 2 equals minus 5. So negative 8x plus 4x. That's just the same as negative 8 plus 4. X is just a variable. So we have negative 8x plus 4x is negative 4x. If you will need me to explain how I got this, please comment and I will do that. So I have negative 4x minus 2 equals negative 5. Now I will add 2 to both sides because I want to get rid of this 2. Mind you, in other parts of the world, they don't do all this adding to both sides. I can clearly just say from here that I'll take 2 to the other side of the equation. And if I do that, taking 2 to the other side of the equation, anything you take to the other side of the equation, the sign changes. If I take 2 to the other side of the equation, it will be negative 2 to the other side. It becomes positive 2. But let me do it how the Americans do it. Negative 4x minus 2 plus 2 equals negative 5 plus 2. This means negative 4x minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So that goes equals negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. And our x becomes negative 3 divided by negative 4. I have skipped one step because from here I have to divide through by negative 4. I divide this side by negative 4 and this side by negative 4. So this becomes x and I have this. And x is clearly 3 over 4. Now let's call this equation 4. We've had x, right? Now we are going to use the value of x and put it in equation 3 to find y. Let's remember that equation 3 is, I will say here, that putting 4 in 3. That means if I put x equal to 3 divided by 4 in y equals 2x minus 1. It means that y will be equal to 2 times 3 over 4 minus 1. And this will become, I can see 2 will cancel here 1 and 2 will cancel here 2. And this number will become 3 over 2 minus 1. Very easy way to do this. I take this and multiply by this. So this will become 3 minus 2 all over 2, which equals 3 minus 2 is 1 over 2, 1/2. So we've had y equals 1/2 and x equals 3/4. And that is how we solve the equation. So the point will be 3/4, 1/2. So we have solved that equation by substitution. If you like, you can try by doing the second example. Let me give a second example for you to try. Solve the system of equation. X minus 2y equals 10. Equation 1. And 3x plus 5y equals 6. Call this equation 2. So from this, you can stop this and try to do it following the example we just did and see whether you understood. So from this, I can see I'm not going to be making y the subject of the equation first, because I can see every y value has something attached to it. I'm looking for the one that doesn't have. But in some circumstances, like I said, you can have y or x has something attached to it. It means when you make y the subject or x the subject of the equation, you have to divide that thing by all. But now let's try to do this one. Let's use equation 1. From equation 1, if I add 2y to both sides of the equation, I will have adding 2y to both sides. Why am I adding 2y? Because I have minus 2y here. I want to make this to become 0. So you are either always adding or subtracting because you want to make the other thing to be 0 on that side of the equation. So x minus 2y plus 2y equals 10 plus 2y. This becomes 0. And I have x equals 2y plus 10. I call this again equation 3. And I will take equation 3. Remember, once you're done solving, when you have equation 3, you can't go and put it back in equation 1 in the same equation you have used to come out with equation 3. No, you have to go put it in the opposite equation. So I have to take equation 3 and put it in equation 2 this time around. In the first example, we were putting equation 3 in equation 1. You have to understand that. So you don't solve and have equation 3 and you go and you're putting it in the same equation you just used to come out with equation 3. So I'll put equation 3 in 2. Put 3 in 2. I write all these things to make it clear. So 3 is x equal to 2y. X equal to 2y plus 10. I'm going to put that in 2, meaning everywhere I see x, I will put 2y plus 10. 2 is 3x plus 5y equals 6. So everywhere that I see x, I'll put this. There's only one place anyways. 2y plus 10. Remember, I always put the parentheses because this value here needs to distribute. It has to multiply all of these values. So plus 5y equals 6. Now 3 times 2y is 6y plus 3 times 10 is 30 plus 5y equals 6. Now I have to bring the like terms together. 6y plus 5y is just the same as 6 plus 5. 6 oranges plus 5 oranges. So 6 plus 5 is 11. 11y plus 30 equals 6. Now I have 30 here. I need to take it to this side. Like I said, in the other parts of the world, we know that I can just take this 30 and cross this equal sign with it and it will become negative 30. But in the part of the world where I am now, they have to take away 30 from both sides of the equation. So, and I'm just saying it's the same thing. 11y plus 30 minus 30 equals 6 minus 30. 30 minus 30 is 0. So here I have 11y equals 6 minus 30 is the same as 30 minus 6, but negative 30. So 6 minus 30 is negative 24. So y will be, now I divide through by 11, divided by 11 equals negative 24 divided by 11. So y, I can see that this will cancel and y will be equal to negative 24 divided by 11. I'm sorry, it was such an example that comes with huge numbers. That's fine. Okay, now we will put, this is equation 4. I am always numbering it. So I will put equation 4 in equation 3 because I want to have the exact value of y. So equation 3 was x equals 2y plus 10. So I'm going to put y in the place of y here. Putting 4 in 3 implies x is equal to 2 times negative 24 divided by 11 plus 10. This is negative 48 over 11 plus 10. And this will give me negative 48 plus 110 all over 11. So I will do 110 minus 48. minus 48, I think is 62. I think it's 62. 62 divided by 11. So that is the value of x. And so we will have 62 divided by 11 and negative 24 divided by 11 as the point. So that is how we solve those two simultaneous equations using substitution method. Thank you for watching to the end. Please like, subscribe, and share. Comment. Have a good day.